Hello and welcome back. It's Danny, and we are reviewing the workbook Vision, Goals, and Self-Evaluation. We are now in Chapter 4, which is Life, Vocation, and Choices. So let me pull up our workbook here so we can talk about this together. So life, vocation, and choices. In the first 3 chapters, we've talked about vision, mission statements, self-awareness, self-assessment, who you are. We've talked about spirituality and identity. A lot of those more philosophical things, theological things. Now we want to talk about how does this play out in everyday life? And so how do we take this clarity and how do we use that to impact our choices, our decisions, and the things that we do in our life? So we're going to get into this life, vocation, and choices. Let's do it. So first of all, let me get here. In our lives, we will likely spend 80,000 hours in some form of a career or vocation. So if you think about that, 2,000 hours a year for 40 years, right? And 25 to 65 is 80,000 hours in some form of a career or vocation. On a regular basis, I hear people share their frustrations with work, the job, the boss, not enough time off, and not feeling a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. So how is it that so many people get trapped in this rat race of life? Do you remember the childhood game of matching like objects? Let's say it's a small child and they have cards with pictures of zoo animals, and the objective is to match like cards. We would turn up a card and identify the picture as an elephant. The next card we identify a giraffe. The next we see is a flamingo. And then we see a rhinoceros. Soon we find another elephant, and the goal is to match the 2 elephants and then continue until all the animals have been properly matched. Now, imagine if you tried to play that game in complete darkness. There would be no way of matching the cards appropriately. In life, we are faced with decisions and options to match ourselves appropriately with partners, with jobs, with careers, cities, houses, activities, hobbies, interests, and even faith. So if we have not clearly discerned our true selves, our identity, and our values, how could we possibly be able to match ourselves with the choices that serve our personal mission statement? It's like living life in the dark and then wondering why our cards don't match. In the next few exercises, let's get a close-up look at our true selves. So again, some more ratings here. Rate yourself in the following areas, 1 being low, 10 being high, and then describe areas for improvement under each. So again, the concept here is by knowing who we are, we can easily match ourselves with other people, with jobs, with cities, with everything in our life, right? If we know who we are, if we have that clarity, that discernment, it's easy to connect ourselves appropriately and match ourselves up. If we're doing that in the dark, it's going to be very difficult. So let's go through these areas. And what I'd like you to do again, 1 being low, 10 being high, write down the number, and then underneath that, describe areas for improvement under each of these areas. So take some time, again, whether you do these out under a tree, whether you go down to the beach, whether you just want to just find a quiet space, whatever that is. Maybe you want to do a meditation before you do this to really get your head clear, whatever that is, prepare yourself in those ways. So number 1 is self-confidence. So tell me about your self-confidence, 1 to 10. Are you a 5? Are you a 9? Are you a 1? And then what are some areas you could improve that? Talent. How talented are you? And in what ways are you talented? What does that look like? And the next one we'll talk about is work ethic. Rate your scale on a work ethic. Are you a hard worker? Are you a 9? Are you a 2 work ethic? Describe that. What do you want that to be? Intelligence. There's intelligence, then there's street smart, then there's common sense. There's a lot of different things, but just take each one of these and think about them as it appeals to you. So intelligence, and then underneath that, common sense. So how, where do you rate yourself intelligence? Some people are super, super intelligent, but don't have as much common sense. Some people have lots of common sense, but may not be, quote unquote, as intellectual in some kind of a testing or whatever. So again, no right or wrong, just allowing you to get clear about that. And then at the bottom, compassion for others. Rate yourself as how compassionate you are to the other people around you. Okay. And then how would you improve those areas? All right. The next thing we'll talk about in the next page is discipline. So how disciplined are you? 1 to 10. How much do you follow through on projects? rate your organization skills, and then rate your presentation skills. So some of these are going to start to relate a little bit more to career, about your vocation, and about how you really choose some of these based on what your strengths and weaknesses are. So take some time, write those down, and then write down with that areas of improvement. The next thing we're going to talk about are communication skills. So now continue 1 to 10. Communication skill is so important. It affects our relationships. It affects the people we work with, our clients, our peers, everybody around us. And then people skills, rate your people skills. How are you as a people person? Are you pleasant? Are you easy to communicate with? Are you someone that people naturally feel comfortable around? Are you someone that's easily approachable? Or are you not? Are you someone that people kind of like, wow, that person is, doesn't seem very friendly? Then, okay, is that what you want? Is that what you're wanting to put out into the world? If it is, okay, great. Nobody cares, right? But if not, change it. Do something about it. And then influence on others. What is your influence? Are you influential? Are you not? And influential in what ways, right? And then self-awareness. How self-aware are you? Rate yourself and then write down areas of improvement there, okay? And the next exercise I'm going to encourage you to do is now think about how you connect with other people. So we live in this big world and there's lots of people and there's lots of interaction. So how you interact and how you connect with people is important, especially as it affects your vocation, your career, your life choices, those types of things. So to get some clarity, let's check these items and determine how you feel about each one of them. So check the following that are true for you. So number 1, I connect with people quickly and easily. Is that true or is that not true? It is sometimes hard to connect with others. I engage in deep conversation or not. I tend not to go deep with people until and unless we have established a relationship. So maybe you have certain boundaries or certain acceptance before you're able to go deeper with people or choose to go deeper with people. I am good at meeting people and introducing myself. Other people say, oh, I hate that. Now, if I'm with somebody who will introduce me, I can talk all day long, but I need somebody to introduce me. Okay, great. Know that, right? Do you need a wingman, right? Maybe you need a wingman in life, a wingman in business to help you do that. A lot of people in their partnerships will choose a partner. If they're not outgoing, they'll choose someone who's very outgoing, and because it kind of fills that social gap in their life. All of those things are appropriate. I wish I was better at meeting people. I am comfortable with my people skills. I would like to improve my people skills. I can make conversation with people I don't know. I can follow a conversation if someone else leads it. I am good at asking questions to get to know people better. It is not important to me to know about other people. Some people like, I don't care. I don't really want to know all these people. I tend to be one of those people. I love people. I'm curious. I want to know about everybody. I'm that guy on the airplane that I just naturally, I'm not really reaching out to them, but people like to communicate with me, and I open up and I love it. And I ask deep questions. And so we get in these deep conversations, which I love, but I do like knowing about people. I'm curious. I like to learn. And so maybe that's true for you. Maybe that's not. People seem to be drawn to me, and I have to work to get people to open up to me. Is that true or is that not? I enjoy stepping out of my comfort zone and take calculated risk for greater possibilities. Yes or no? I tend to repeat proven patterns and prefer a method that I've already experienced before. True or false? I enjoy diversity in relationship with others. I see the good in others. I am critical with others. I am most comfortable with people of similar interests, beliefs, and experiences. I do not enjoy people that are different from me and do not share my common beliefs. Some people really function well in a diversified community. Some people don't function as well. The question is, what do you want? What are you choosing? And is that where you want to be? Okay. I tend to be the life of the party or not. I am usually quiet in groups of people or not. I prefer to engage in meaningful conversation with a few key people, or I prefer to engage with and be surrounded by large groups of people, kind of introvert, extrovert energy here we're learning. I like being on stage. I like being in the background. I like being supported by others. I like supporting others. I show appreciation easily. It is hard for me to show appreciation. It is hard for me to accept appreciation. What others think of me is very important to me. What others think of me is not important to me. Image is important to me. Image is not important to me. I am hard on myself. I push myself forward towards goals and objectives. I am too easy on myself, or I want to be more focused. Now, these are all statements. Again, this is not a conclusive list. This is not the magic list. This is not the only list. These are just thoughts and ideas to get you to think outside the box, to define yourself and add anything to this that you want to add. Okay. This is your life. It's your personal mission statement. This is your opportunity to get clarity. And so we're just giving you ideas to start from and to build from. Okay. So what insights have you gained from this awareness about yourself? After going through all of those, I am and I am not, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. What have you learned about yourself? You may say, I'm really outgoing. I really do love people. You may say, I'm a little more of a quieter person. I really am more introspective. I don't enjoy being around large groups of people. Okay, great. Then how you choose your career, your vocation, your choices in life will have a lot to do with those types of knowing and awareness about yourself. This page is all about habits, and I'm a big believer in what we call creating positive habits of activity, okay? What specific habits would you like to develop, and then what specific habits would you like to break? I would take this page and I would redo it maybe every month for the rest of your life, okay? This is something that would allow you to continually build and grow and develop these habits and get rid of the habits that you don't really want in your life. We're very habitual people. It happens naturally. We start finding ourselves doing the same things over and over again, right? Sometimes there's safety and security in that, and then sometimes it's just a rut. So if you're in a rut, write that down and figure out how you're going to get out of it. And one of the biggest ways to get out of it is come up with a new habit to replace it with. So with all that is true for you, and using the insights you've gained from the previous exercises, describe the perfect career choice. So with everything that is true for you, now that you know all these things about yourself, all these insights from the previous exercises, write a perfect career choice for yourself. And with no limitations. Don't make it about money. Don't make it about influence. Don't make it about what your parents told you were supposed to be. Don't make it about any of those things. Allow yourself to freely and openly and transparently and in alignment write down what you believe your perfect career choice might be. Second of all is, how are you living into this choice? Are you doing that, right? Are you living into this career choice that you love? I'm a coach. I love coaching. I've coached all my life. I ran businesses for the first part of my life, and now I coach in my life. And really, it was from this. It was, what do I really love to do? I love to coach. And so that's what I do. And every day for me is rewarding and joyful because I'm living into this choice that I've made for myself. And we want you to have the opportunity to do the same. What changes and or decisions need to be made to experience the life you want to live? So I know we all get trapped in that. I'm just stuck where I am. Nothing can change. I don't have a way out. And I just want to encourage you. I recognize that I may not know your situation. I may not know what you're going through right now. You may be going through a horrible time in your life. Please know that my sympathy and compassion is with you and wherever you are, or celebrating with you if you're having the time of your life. But here's the point. We're never stuck. And we're never limited unless we allow ourselves to be limited. So if you watch any great movie or TV show, it's always going to be about you can do it, right? You don't have to be stuck here. You don't have to stay here. You can do something about it. You can move forward. And that's what this question is really about. What changes and or decisions need to be made to experience the life you want to live? If you want to live a better life, figure it out. If you want to live a better life, surround yourself with people that can help you get there. If you want to live a better life, gain more education, learn how to help people, learn how to run a business, learn how to do something. In the world we live in, if you want to have more financial security in your life, great. Go make more money, right? Figure out a way to get ahead. What is it you want? Make a decision and figure out how to do it. And if you don't, get a coach, get a therapist, get a counselor, a family member, a friend. Talk to people, say, how do I do this? How do I figure it out? If nothing else, go to Google and say, how do I do blank? And you will get a gazillion answers for how you do something and how you can get there. So that's where we are in this section. So again, this whole concept of life, vocation, and choices is spend some time really clear about who you are. And then how does that translate into a career choice? that gives you joy and fulfillment every day. Okay. So take a moment, fill out these questions. We'll come back together with a quick review. And then we're going to go into chapter 5, which is lifestyle and financial goals. Okay. See you soon.